Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel for my 30-day challenge. Yesterday I started the stretching process with no heat, and if you want to see that video I will link it down below, and as well as the playlist for the 30-day challenge. So this is what my hair looks like after I just wore this scarf all day. This is what it looks like when you take the scarf off. It's still damp in the back. So this is how I do the rest of the stretch. Of course, you could take your twist down and let them get a little bit more circulation, but I just like for this part to get nice and stretched. So what I do on the second day is, I think I'm going to start in the back. I'm going to clip this back up here for a second while I do the bottom. I'm going to braid the bottom sections. So you can see these twists were fairly big. So I put two twists in the back, one on the left and one on the right. So I'm going to take one of my twist sections and I'm going to braid it. I'm not going to comb it or anything. I'm just going to braid it. And the reason I'm separating it is because drying purposes. The bigger the braid and the bigger the twist is, the longer it takes to dry. So I'm separating that. And it pretty much is separated already because obviously it was twisted into two sections and it dried partially. But it's still pretty damp. You can kind of tell. It's still pretty damp at the roots. So I'm just going to braid this down like so. And I'm going to do I'm not going to separate all the twists, but the ones in the back were the biggest ones. So that's why I'm separating those. And then I'm just going to twist the bottom after I get so low. So let's do this quickly. Can y'all see? Sorry about that, if y'all couldn't see. I don't usually find out if y'all can see or not until I look back at it. Alright. And when I get done, I would add the olive oil as I'm doing it, but I forgot. So I'll just do it when I'm done. I'll just put some on my hands and just rub them over. So now I'm going to do this side. And I'm going to pause it right here and do this side. Alright, so the back is done. I turned each twist into a braid. And the reason I do twist on the first day is because twists dry faster than braids. And the reason I do braids on the second day is because braids stretch your hair harder than twists. So for these bigger ones, I am splitting it, per section. But for the smaller ones, I just turned the twist into a braid. I didn't separate it first. So that's up to you. I mean, the smaller your braids are, I believe, like the more stretch your hair will be and the faster it will dry. So I guess it just depends on, how long it takes for your hair to dry. Will help you decide whether you want to separate all of them or not. Like I said, I only separated and twisted each section in the very two back ones because they were huge. But the rest of them, I just took the two sections and turned them into three sections and braided it. So this is what I'm doing up here too. But for these ones, I'm not going to separate them. I'm just going to turn them into twists. I hope y'all know what I'm talking about. So basically, I'm just going to braid this. So you can even tell, see how the braid is just more stretched than this twist over here, because twists just are not as tight as braids. So that explains why I do my process, then that's good. So for these four, since they're not that big, since they're not that big, I'm just going to separate the 2 strands into 3. This is how I did in the back. I'm just going to separate it into 3 and then make it a braid. And you can see how stretched it is already. Like, it's pretty stretched. So when you do this second round and you brush it out, or you can, and sometimes I wear a twist out or a braid out, you know. So here's my twist before I braid it. This stretched pretty good just from being back in that ponytail. And I'll tell you one more thing. The reason I use the banana clip now that I have them is because they don't put that big of a dent in your hair as ponytail holders do. I don't know if that matters to anybody, because I guess eventually you're going to be combing it out anyway. But I just think the banana clip works better as far as keeping the hair kind of going straight back instead of backing over into the ponytail, because it kind of just clips, along your head instead of having to go all the way back into the ponytail. So you can already see the process is happening. So this is it. And sometimes if I have to go out, I will wear my hair like this. I don't know how some people feel about it, but I do wear it like this, especially if it's not dry yet. I try not to let it all go to waste. Just so I can do it. And I used to just twist my hair like mini twists and then let it air dry that way. And I'm not anti blow dryers. I will use it if necessary. I have one. I usually use the that one method that's when you pull it taut. I can't even think of what it's called. You just pull it tight. You don't actually use the comb to comb through it, because I think it is pretty hard on your hair as opposed to a hairdryer. Now, if you got a hairdryer and you do this, you can pull it back and stretch it under the hairdryer, obviously, and it would do it much faster if you don't mind heat. But it will still stretch your hair as long as it gets dry. Braids really stretch it the most. That's why I said I do the braids on the second day, because they take longer to dry because they're tighter. At least on my hair. I don't know for everybody else. I would imagine it's the same, but as you can see, so yesterday this is the twist and this is the braid. These are coming from the same spot. The braid is just a lot more. Shouldn't say a lot more. It's about an inch more stretch. And when you think about the braid, like if I pull it, it's already pretty much at maximum. The twist, you can come out a lot. So I just wanted to kind of show that. All right, and we're on the last one. I used to blow dry my hair mainly only before I was going to straighten it, but otherwise I really didn't see the need to. And then I just kind of started doing this method because I don't even know how I started or why I started, but it just kind of came about and it worked. So there we go. And then from this point, I can style my hair like how I did in the first, what is this, day 13? We made it to day 13. I forgot to say that in the beginning. Day 13, I usually just go into those kind of styles. So when I start doing updos, that's out of my comfort zone. So here we are. This is still damp, but in the morning this should be dry. I know my parts are not straight, but I am, and you could, depending on how wet your hair is, you can still do the banana clip, in the back. I'm not going to do that tonight, but, the choice is yours. Some people I have seen, like, take their hair and pin it around like they wrapping it, except they use bobby pins, so they'll pull it around and do that. I mean, if you needed that stretch, I think this is enough for me. But there's like different things you can do. And like I said, I will show you all different ways because sometimes I stretch it with a twist out. Because the first night, and I'll show y'all that probably the next time I wash my hair between this 30-day challenge. You know, if you want to, you can stretch it with a twist out and then do the twist the first night, take it out, wear it all cute, and then braid it the next night or twist it again. But anyway, thanks everybody for watching. I hope everybody has a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow. I forgot to say that when I go to sleep, I do twist my braids in the back like this. And then I put my scarf on like this. So, just to give it a little added encouragement to stretch. So, just like that. And that's not necessary, you know. You could wear a bonnet or whatever. I guess it's just something I like to do, just to keep this part nice and smooth and everything. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down in the comment section below. Remember to rate and subscribe. All right, that's it.